Viewers of this channel know of my series of videos where I talk about some awesome deals on the Nintendo Switch eShop each and every week. I got to wondering though, what about those who buy and or collect physical Switch games? What about deals for those? I mean, technically, I have a pretty healthy collection of Switch cartridges myself, so I'm kinda included in that. Well, never fear, because today, I have you covered. In today's video, I'm going to list 10 awesome but cheap to own physical Switch games for the Nintendo Switch. These games are all for $20 and under, both for new and used, based on PriceCharting.com prices, as well as what I've seen them go for in the market. So hold on, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and let's get to this awesome list of cheap physical games for the Nintendo Switch. First game I have on today's list is Super Bomberman R for both new and used for under $15. A heck of a value. This was one of my first Nintendo Switch games I ever bought for the Nintendo Switch way back in 2017. It's the classic Bomberman experience. I mean, you got both local and online multiplayer that's just a blast, no pun intended, to play. And you also have a very fun story mode to play. There's a lot of content here for just a very good price. Lots of value and definitely worth picking up for the price that this is going for. Puyo Tetris is a title that can be had regularly, new and used, for $15 and under. And just like Super Bomberman R, there's a lot of content here. There's online and local multiplayer and a story mode. But most importantly, there's so many game modes, so many ways to play. There's Tetris and Puyo modes. There's ways to mix and match the modes, endurance and arcade modes, and more. You can even have 4 people playing on the same console at the same time. Absolutely worth picking this up if you're a puzzle fan. And a side note, the sequel is getting close to $20 and under. It's just a little bit above that price. So if you like this first one, and you're willing to spend a little bit more than 20 bucks, check out the sequel. The latest in the Mega Man series, Mega Man 11, is a fun experience to be had, and normally it goes for about just under 20 bucks new and around $14 used. And this is a really fun and challenging platformer. The classic Mega Man experience is here, where you have to go through stages. You can choose any order that you want to go in. You'll be able to obtain weapons from bosses that you defeat. There's an upgrade shop that you can upgrade Mega Man with. There's a bunch of challenges, and there's a bunch of difficulty options. So if you're a little intimidated by Mega Man and the series, you can actually ease yourself in if you're a newer player. Honestly, it's a great way to get into the series as a whole. Highly recommended. Katamari Damacy Reroll is kind of funny because at one point this used to be a very expensive game. Now it can be had new for around 17 bucks and used for $15 and under. This is a remake of the original game that came out on the PlayStation 2 years ago, and it's just as fun as ever. For those unaware, you take your Katamari and you roll up stuff, and you make it bigger and bigger and try to make stories, because the king of all cosmos kind of blew up the sky. Anyway, it's fun, it's silly, it's very Japanese. Honestly, everybody needs to play Katamari at least once, and the fact that it's pretty cheap makes it even more awesome. Definitely pick this up. Sushi Striker is a game I'm sure you've skipped over when looking for physical Switch games. You probably thought it was just a shovelware game and wasn't worth playing. Well, you would be thinking wrong. This is a pretty good puzzle game where you try to eat the sushi, stack those plates, and try to attack your opponent with it. There's a story mode as well as online multiplayer too. It has really good gameplay. There's also a demo too on the eShop, so check that out. This is actually a game that's published by Nintendo, and it's the cheapest physical cartridge you can own for the system. You can get this new and used for around $10 or less. It's a steal. The most I see it go for is around 15 bucks tops. It regularly goes on sale for much less. I would pick it up if you're interested in it. You're really interested in puzzle games, or you're looking for something wacky to play, because it definitely is silly. Check it out, I think you'll enjoy it. Giana's Sister's Twisted Dreams is a very fun platformer. This version on the Switch is an updated version that has a little bit more polish, more levels, and some more content than it was when it was originally released for consoles some years prior. The time switching mechanic is pretty fun, where you switch between the sisters, and some challenging boss fights, but overall it's pretty fun. It's a pretty solid platformer, and best of all, it can be had both new and used for $15 or less. Sonic Mania is awesome, and honestly it's probably the best Sonic game we've had in years. It's bright, colorful, and the gameplay is really good. It can be had new for around 18 bucks usually. Used goes for around $15 or less. It's a really solid package. The Plus Edition that has the Encore DLC is much more expensive, and honestly I don't think it's worth it to pay almost double used for the price. I would just stick with this version and get the $5 DLC on the eShop. But either way, solid platformer, one of the best in the Sonic series. Stay away from the Sonic colors on the Switch. That's bad. Sonic Mania, that's good. Now, when Risk of Rain 2 first came out for the Switch, it was a little bit rough to get it running far better than it was. Luckily now it's running far better, and I can recommend it for people who are interested in the physical version. This can be had new and used for regularly under $15. It's a fun roguelike game where you try to shoot monsters, survive, and get to the next area. There is online multiplayer, but there is no cross-play. The physical version also includes Risk of Rain on the cartridge, so you're getting a very good value for the price. This game gets really hectic and thrilling during the later runs. It also includes other difficulty levels. There's a lot of fun to be had. Check this out, it's pretty good. The Blob on the Nintendo Switch gives me a lot of Katamari Damacy vibes. You try to bring color back to everywhere, you paint the town, you paint people, you paint everything. It's a pretty good game. It originally came out on the Wii like a long time ago. This is an update, HD port of it, and it plays pretty well. It can be bought new for around $18 or so. Used, it can be had for about $13 or less. Its sequel is a little bit more than 20 bucks if you're interested in the first one and you want to get that one, but honestly, the first one is solid, really good game for a very, very good price. And finally, I have Burnout Paradise Remastered. This game is a must-own for the Nintendo Switch. This game runs so good, both in docked and in handheld modes. 60 frames per second, it looks amazing. All the content that was previously released years ago as DLC is on the cart. Plus, of course, the famed online modes are all here. Now, when this game was released, it was pretty expensive. Too expensive. Now it can be had for around $17 new, $16 used. But I'll be honest, this game goes on sale a lot. In fact, Best Buy regularly has it for sale for like $10 often, and that's where I bought my copy from. So keep a lookout for that. Either way, this is an awesome game for a very, very good price. Definitely one of the best racing games on the Nintendo Switch, and a must-own in your collection. There you go, 10 awesome games for the Nintendo Switch that are physical copies that you can own for very, very cheap prices. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this list. If you want to see something more like this in the future on the channel. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. It helps out the video, helps out the channel. Also, if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. I do a bunch of Nintendo Switch videos each and every week. I also put out videos on some retro games and other games as well. So become a subscriber so you never miss a single video. And also, I'd like to make a shout out to the Kaiju Club Patrons, the official Patreon of this channel. Thank you for being a Patreon member. It helps me out to produce videos for this channel each and every week. If you want to become a Patreon member, check out the link on the screen right now. It's also in the description box down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next time.